This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Divyanshu Goel.
Yes, sir.
You did BTech in Information Technology from Delhi University,
Yes, sir.
and you've taken anthropology as a subject.
Yes, sir.
And you live in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
So in Delhi there was some election done yesterday.
Yes, sir.
What do you make of it?
So the mayor elections were held, and Dr. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐫 was chosen as the mayor of Delhi. Yes, sir.
Why? I mean, it took quite long to do mayor's election.
Yes, sir.
Unusually long.
So there was a confusion between that whether eldermen, the nominated members by the LG, whether they should be allowed to vote or not. So that confusion was cleared by Supreme Court.
Confusion.
Yes, sir.
There are so many places nominations are done, and in all big towns where mayors are there, nominations are done everywhere. There is no confusion elsewhere. Only in Delhi there was confusion.
Yes, sir. So in the constitution, it is written that the nominated members cannot be allowed to vote. But there was a Delhi High Court ruling which said that in the first meeting, it can be allowed. So like there was clarity was not there.
So Supreme Court, the Constitution, and the High Court judges ruling in a case. So there was a clash between the two, is it?
Yes, sir. Like one party was saying that they were allowed to vote, and the other was saying that they should not be allowed.
You have taken anthropology as a subject.
Yes,
have
sir.
you read there is a news that in Seattle, in US,
Yes, sir.
there has been a move to, a resolution has been passed to ensure there is no caste discrimination in
Yes,
the
sir.
country. Why do you think this kind of resolution, what trigger might have been there to pass this kind of resolution?
Yes, sir. So Seattle in United States is a place where there are a lot of Indian migrants. So the phenomena of caste has reached there, and with that there were some incidences of caste discrimination. So the Seattle government has come up with this law to not allow caste discrimination.
That's right, but
yes,
why do you think, what do you make of it? Because generally educated people go from here.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think caste identities are entrenched in Indians, and as they travel abroad or even leave the country, it is hard to wipe off that identity, and sometimes discrimination does creep in.
Is it a positive identity or a flawed identity?
Sir, I think caste system as of today is totally a flawed concept majorly because it is regressive.
But with education, one thinks that probably these kind of biases will go.
Yes.
But it's not going. What is wrong? Is it something wrong with our education system or with our home education, or where things are going wrong?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think education teaches us equality, but the society and the culture prevalent is such that equality does not get translated into our behavior. So, yes, sir.
You are founder and president of the Indian Game Theory Society.
Yes, sir.
What do you do there?
Yes, sir. So, Indian Game Theory Society was a society founded in IIT Kharagpur in 2010, which works for the promotion of game theory as a discipline. We conduct various events across the country basically they are events that relate to the subject of game theory. And I was the founder of the DTU chapter in my college in 2015.
Any specific thing that you did which is remembered even now?
Yes, sir. So I started with around 20-25 students, and now after 7 years, the society has grown to 120 members. So now we conduct events. Earlier we used to conduct events only in North India, but now our presence is pan-India.
Any specific big achievement that you talk? Number, of course, it has increased. Any specific event that has made a mark? That is what I'm.
Sir, as far as I can remember, Avinash Dikshit, professor in Princeton, had praised one of our events when I was there. So that was.
So that praise is basically okay. Yes.
So Divyanshu, like what exactly is game theory?
So game theory as a discipline arose out of the thesis of John von Neumann and John Nash in 1950s. It is the strategic science of decision making. Basically, if you are given a set of situations and choices, which choice you should adopt to maximize your outcome.
There is a movie also. What's the name of the movie?
So The Beautiful Mind.
The Beautiful Mind. So how exactly you implement the game theory in the events which you do? Like what kind of events you did there?
Yes, sir. So, sir, we basically have crafted some sort of games. So we invite people in teams of 3. So each team contains 3 players. And they are given basically an Excel sheet. Each of them are given a printout. And then we basically, based on their responses, figure out that who has solved that problem the best. So it's basically a long series of events, like game after game.
Like I could not understand from what you said. How will you implement the game theory in the decision making in the administration? Yes. Any one particular problem, issue you take, and tell me how game theory can help us in knowing the solutions for this.
Yes, sir. Sir, in administration, we have a popular game theory model called tragedy of commons. So suppose there is a common village land, which is a grazing land, which is used by many villagers to graze their cattle. Now, if that land is left untended and if it is not used judiciously, over time it will deteriorate. So game theory tells us that if each individual is acting in his or her self-interest, that global resource will go down. Instead, if we can cooperate and probably lay a grazing fee or regulate it in some way, then that resource can be sustained. So this I can use in administration.
Okay. So basically, through the game theory, you want to say that if everyone is working for their own self-interest, then there will be collective progress for everyone, is it?
No, sir. If one works for common good, then self-good will also be served.
All right. Okay. Can you tell me something which is not in your DAF about you?
Yes. So I think most of the things are covered in the DAF.
Whole of your life is covered in the DAF, is it?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to recall.
So you have done from information technology. These days there is a prevalent term called as moonlighting.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, moonlighting refers to engaging in 2 paid jobs simultaneously without informing both the employers duly.
So both the paid jobs should be can be non-permanent, or one has to be permanent?
Sir, I think both can be non-permanent in this moonlighting case.
Is it ethical, moonlighting? What is the stand of the big companies in India?
Yes, sir. So some big companies like Wipro have said that they will not allow moonlighting. But on the other hand, we have new age startups like Swiggy, which are comfortable with the concept of moonlighting. As far as ethical stand on it is concerned, if both the works are done properly and the employers are informed and there is no conflict of interest in both the jobs, then it can be pursued.
Okay. One last question from my side. You have lived in both Bangalore as well as in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Which city is more livable? And why?
Sir, I think there are some positive aspects of Delhi and some positive of... I have to choose one.
Yes, choose one.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'll choose Bangalore then. Sir, Delhi, because of its pollution, is going down. Bangalore has a problem of traffic, which Delhi does not have that much. So if I have to choose one, I will choose Bangalore.
So how can you apply the game theory in solving the traffic problem in Bangalore?
In Bangalore, yes, sir. Sir, we have a model for this which says that firstly, new roads have to be constructed, and they should be like basically Bangalore has a very weird flyover pattern. The flyover pattern is that one side the road goes in between two flyovers, like incoming and the outgoing one. So if we can rationalize that design and have better flyovers, I think.
How can you rationalize it with the game theory?
So with game theory, I think game theory only tells us about cooperation and strategy. So that many departments, the land department, the people who are living in that area, and the traffic police, everything, they will have to be on single board, on a single page. Then only we can move forward with that implementation.
Why is it called game theory? Any particular reason for this?
Yes, sir. So because it realizes, it models real life situations in forms of games. So whatever real life situation, it assigns players to them and says that this is like a game. So how to maximize our chances of winning. So that is why.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Divyanshu.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
So you have worked with the Visa.
Yes, sir.
It's the financial services company,
Yes.
Visa, MasterCard. So what is a payment gateway?
Yes, sir. Sir, a payment gateway is an online platform which lies between the customer who is trying to purchase something and the merchant. So it provides the payment facility from the customer's bank to the merchant's bank.
And how does Visa make money from this?
Yes, sir. So, sir, Visa has a concept of MDR, merchant discount rate. They charge a portion of money from the acquirer, which is the merchant's bank, and then they split it between the acquirer issuer.
So they're connecting the buyer's bank and merchant's bank.
Yes,
so
sir.
the transaction is happening. So how is UPI different?
So UPI is basically peer-to-peer payments from one individual to other, and basically they have a single protocol from one bank account to other bank account. So
UPI in a way makes companies like Visa redundant.
So Visa has basically most of its revenue stemming from credit card streams, whereas UPI only works as of now on savings account. We have certain options for RuPay Beam app.
But if tomorrow some functionality UPI were to be innovated and some other functionalities are there that can pay on a credit basis also.
Yes, sir.
So UPI is it enabled for credit based transactions also. So do you think that Visa can be they can lose their market in India?
Yes, sir. Sir, if UPI comes up with the credit feature, I think it will be a threat to Visa.
Okay. And what about, there were discussions regarding MDR on UPI also. So what is your opinion regarding that? Should MDR be levied on UPI transactions also?
Yes, sir. I think if UPI is used for business payments, then a certain percentage can be applied as MDR to ensure the sustainability of the model.
But the government has specifically said that we are not planning to do that.
Yes,
why is government saying that? What is the government's rationale?
Yes, sir. So government's rationale is to firstly promote digital payments and to not make it costly for the end user to adopt this technology. So once this technology stabilizes and it has reached a fair share of market, we can apply.
Delhi, like always, there will be a water crisis. So many communities, there are long lines. So how can we address this?
Sir, firstly, administrative issues. Delhi Jal Board has to be more proactive in providing tankers and laying down pipelines, especially in those areas which are far-flung and suffer from this. Sir, secondly, it is a problem which arises in summer, but solution has to be throughout the year. We have to have rainwater harvesting tanks. We have to have proper recharge of aquifers. Also, sir, as far as Yamuna water is concerned, so we have to probably invest in desalination plants so that we can.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Hello, Divyanshu. You've taken anthropology as your optional.
Yes, sir.
Any particular reason for that?
Yes, sir. So my graduation subject was not available in the UPSC optional list. And
Why
also,
specifically anthro?
yes, sir. And on going through the optional list, I thought that the syllabus was very interesting and intriguing. So after consultation with seniors.
Can you tell me how now we've seen increasing popularity of phenomenons like live-in relationship
Yes, sir.
or open marriages. How will that impact the institution of marriage in India?
Yes, sir. Sir, live-in relationships, if we look at it, they are on the increasing trend, especially in urban area. And marriages, I think, will become more flexible going forward. Marriages will not be confined to the traditional bounds. But if we
You
look,
must have read about the utility of marriages, right?
Yes, sir.
What are those?
So the utility of marriages is basically procreation, producing a child, and permanent gratification of sexual needs. Apart from that, sir, family, making a family and educating the primary socialization of the child. Yes, sir.
So won't that affect the fabric of the family?
Sir, live-in relationships, as of now, Supreme Court has said that in all legal aspects, they will act as a family. So parents will have to, if a child is born in live-in relationship, both the parents will have to provide for its education and its nutrition.
Okay, what is your opinion on live-in relations? Because in Delhi, we've seen recently heinous murders happening of partners in live-in relationships, right? What is your opinion?
Sir, my opinion is that if two independent adults decide to cohabit together, they should not be stopped. And even if we look in tribal culture also, we have many examples like the Ghotul, where live-in relationships are promoted. So it is a progressive move and they should be encouraged. If there are crimes related to it, we should improve the criminal justice and the law and order situation.
All right. And is there any regulation on web series or on OTT platforms?
Yes, sir. In 2021, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology came up with the IT rules, which said that OTT content has to be classified according to age. There should be a 3-tier grievance redressal mechanism. Yes, sir. This was...
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.